The following program is sponsored by Freedom Financial Group, Greater Birmingham's premier retirement planning specialists.
Welcome to Retiring Well, where it's our job to help you enjoy financial security in any economy. Well, we have got a great show lined up for you this week. We are going to answer the question, is the advisor who got you to retirement the same advisor who can get you through retirement? That is a really important question. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show.
Retiring Well with Michael Reese, providing financial security in any economy. Today is the day you can take control of your financial future and eliminate worry about your money forever. Retiring Well with certified financial planner and retirement planning expert Michael Reese.
So, is the advisor who got you to retirement the same advisor who can get you through retirement? That, my friends, is a much more important question than you might initially imagine. I'm sure as you're sitting there, you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't understand. I've worked with this advisor, this financial advisor, for 10, 15, maybe 20 years. They've done a really good job helping me grow my nest egg, grow my portfolio. Now that I'm retired, why can't that same person just help me take that portfolio and use it to generate income? Well, here is a dirty little secret in the financial community. There are really two types of specialties out there. You can specialize in either growth and accumulation or preservation and income. This is something that a lot of advisors neither talk about nor admit. So, in order for you to really get a better handle on this, to get a better understanding on this topic, if you will, I thought it'd be a really good idea to check out what's in the news. This week in the news we have from Smart Money Magazine. In fact, the title of the article is your advisor still right for your retirement? And then the subheading says, the financial pro who got you to your golden years may not be the right one to get you through them. Here's how to find out. Well, I don't normally like to read from these articles. I'd rather just give you kind of a synopsis of what they say. But this is so important that I actually want to read it verbatim here for a little bit. It says, even if you have a good relationship with your financial planner, in fact, perhaps especially if you do have a good relationship, now might be the time to consider, is the person helping you prepare for later life really the best person to get you through that period? And the answer, quite frankly, is often no. It says for the past 30 years, the majority of financial planners have been doing primarily one thing: helping millions of baby boomers build a nest egg. And that's good. We've needed that help. Problem is, and I want you to really pay attention to this part right here, the problem is the distribution phase of retirement. The time when you withdraw funds from your savings, it makes the accumulation part look like child's play. In other words, I want to say that again. The problem is the distribution phase. When you're pulling your money out of your portfolio, it makes the accumulation part look like child's play. So what this article is basically saying is, hey, let's shine some light on the reality that there are different types of advisors out there. There are financial advisors that help you grow a portfolio so that you can reach the point of financial security, and there are advisors who help you preserve what you've built and take income. It's the second type of advisor you're looking for your retirement. So, this is our lesson of the week. Look for a preservation and income specialist when it comes to your retirement planning, your post-retirement planning specifically. So again, look for a preservation and income specialist. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about something that I call the 3 stages of money and why it's so important when talking about this very issue.
Let's talk about retirement income. Studies show that a large number of retirees are worried about running out of money. Broken promises from banks, Wall Street, and the folks in Washington, D.C. may have you worried about your own retirement security.
Having a predictable income stream is a key ingredient to protecting your retirement. One potential way to do that is to have your income stream based on math and not markets.
It's one more reason that now, more than ever, you need to talk to a retirement planning specialist. Why not call the number on your screen right now? We'd love to talk to you about protecting your retirement. You've worked your entire life to become financially secure so you can enjoy a comfortable retirement. But when you get there, what's next? Wall Street and the financial media flood the airwaves with information about what you should and shouldn't do. But who are they working for? Who can you trust?
For the past 17 years, I've focused on helping people just like you protect and preserve their retirement security. And during that time, I've identified 7 different lies, each with the potential to destroy the security that you've worked so hard to build. I believe that you deserve to know the truth. And so I've built a website that hosts a series of videos that's free of charge that you can watch in the comfort and safety of your own home.
You don't want to miss out on these powerful videos that shine the light of truth on what can be a confusing topic. Why don't you go there now? It's absolutely free, and you'll be glad you did. www.retirementincomelines.com. You deserve to know the truth.
Let's talk about ways to protect your principal that have the potential to earn a decent return. Many of you want your money to be protected. That makes a lot of sense in today's unsettled economy. But it's difficult these days to find a place that pays you a reasonable amount of interest. It's frustrating. That's where we come in.
Ways to protect your principal with the potential to earn a decent return are available if you know where to look. We evaluate them every day.
It's one more reason that now more than ever, you need to talk to a retirement planning specialist. Why not call the number on your screen right now? We'd love to talk to you about protecting your retirement.
Welcome back to Retiring Well, where it's our job to help you enjoy financial security in any economy. Well, this week we're asking the question, is the advisor who got you to retirement the right advisor to get you through retirement? And a lot of times, people are wondering about that, because you have great relationships a lot of times with your financial advisors. So, if you have a great relationship, nothing's really wrong, at least it doesn't appear to be wrong. Why would you even bother to ask that question? Well, I have a little concept I want to share with you about what I refer to as the 3 stages of money. And the reason I want to share this with you is it's a nice simple model, but it helps to clearly identify that there are different times in your life, different stages of your life, if you will, and those different stages require a different level of expertise when it comes to your finances and your portfolio management. So I like to start off with stage 1, and that is the stage of savings. So I always like to tell this little story. When I was a kid, I was, 11, 12, 13 years old. I had a paper route. Now, I don't know how many of you had paper routes. And I know if you did have a paper route, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. Every single day I had to be there to deliver the paper. It didn't matter if it was sunny and a nice day. It didn't matter if it was raining. It didn't matter if it was snowing. Didn't matter. The paper had to be delivered. And I remember those days. I remember I hated, Sundays and Wednesdays because they were, the really thick papers. Sunday, of course, the Sunday edition. Wednesdays had all the ads. Oh, I hated that. But Tuesdays and Fridays, those were the skinny days. Those were the best. But my very favorite day was collection day. That was the day that I'd go around to all of my, customers on my route, and they would pay me for the week's paper. And I would take their, I'd collect the money, I would pay off the newspaper company what I owed them, and whatever was left over, that was my profit. Now, I was, as I said, 11, 12, 13 years old at the time, so of course I have money in my pocket, and I've got to do 2 things with it. Number 1, well, of course I had to go buy some candy. I'm a kid. What would you do, right? Number 2, I went to the bank and I would put some of that money into savings. The deal I made with my parents was half the money would go into savings and half the money I could use to buy candy. So I would go to the bank. In those days, I had something called a passbook savings account. And if you remember those days, you would actually hand over your passbook to the bank teller. The bank teller would print in the deposit amount, and they put in another number in those days. It was called interest. I mean, we don't really see that anymore, but in those days, it was a real number. Anyway, there I was saving money. That was the first stage. I was just trying to put some money in savings. And you know how it goes. Whenever you're talking about saving money or investing money, they always say, you start with savings. You want to have at least 3 to 6 months in the bank account there for emergencies. You need a safe and liquid place for your money. That is the purpose of a bank. It is the purpose of savings. Well, as I got older, I went to college. Then I got my first real job. And I got that first paycheck. And I remember looking at the first paycheck and I'm asking myself, what's this FICA thing? What's that? Obviously, taxes. But part of having a job and earning my real job and earning an income was I wanted to start setting aside a portion of that for my retirement, for long term, so I could build up a nest egg, so I could reach financial security someday. That is when I entered stage 2. Stage 2 is a stage of investing. Stage 2 is where we learn about things like asset allocation and diversification. And here's what we know. I had a 401k, and I had this little menu of mutual funds to pick from. You might have had the same thing. And I remember that what I knew when I put my money in that 401k, I knew that some years I would make money. In fact, some years I'd make a lot of money. Other years, though, I knew I would lose money. I knew that there would be some years that are down. I knew that some years I might lose a lot of money. My whole goal, and it was kind of the same as everybody else's, the whole goal here is that you want to build up some kind of diversified mix so that your up years are more frequent and larger than your down years. So you want more up years and down years, and you want them bigger, right, than the down years. So that over time, I wanted to earn some positive rate of return. I'm sure the same was true for you. So it is the time of risk and reward, asset allocation. It's all about growth and accumulation. That's the purpose. The purpose of stage 2 investing is growth and accumulation. Your goal is to someday accumulate enough so that you reach a point of financial security, financial independence, if you will. Once you reach financial independence, it's now time to move on to stage 3. Stage 3 is a stage of preservation and income. Once you've reached a stage of financial independence, your very most important job is not to lose it. Preserve what you've worked so hard to build. And oftentimes you need to take some income. This is often what we refer to as retirement. So the specialty, the financial strategies and tools that you use during stage 2, growth and accumulation, it's very, very different than stage 3, preservation and income. That's what that Smart Money article was talking about. So there you go. Those are our 3 stages of money. Now, I want you to stay tuned because coming up, we're going to hear from your local expert, and I'm going to share some of my thoughts as well. Don't go away.
Let's talk about a customized retirement plan. Retiring today is not what it used to be. What works for your neighbor may not be best for you. Yet everywhere you turn, it seems like financial firms are giving cookie-cutter advice.
Your circumstances are different than anyone else's. As a chartered retirement planning counselor, my Retirement Roadmap Review is designed to uncover the must-know facts for your situation before we start implementing solutions.
It's one more reason that now, more than ever, you need to talk to a retirement planning specialist. Why not call the number on your screen right now? We'd love to talk to you about protecting your retirement. Let's talk about retirement income. Studies show that a large number of retirees are worried about running out of money. Broken promises from banks, Wall Street, and the folks in Washington, D.C. may have you worried about your own retirement security.
Having a predictable income stream is a key ingredient to protecting your retirement. One potential way to do that is to have your income stream based on math and not markets.
It's one more reason that now, more than ever, you need to talk to a retirement planning specialist. Why not call the number on your screen right now? We'd love to talk to you about protecting your retirement. And now, Ask the Expert, featuring financial advisor Tad Hill.
This week we're asking the question, is the advisor who got you to retirement the same advisor that can get you through retirement? Tell me, what types of problems are you seeing that people have that you're talking to as a result of this issue?
Well, Mike, as you've pointed out, there's a very big difference between growth planning and retirement planning. The risks that you will face in retirement are more varied and a lot more important than the ones you're going to face during your growth phase. So we have to have a plan, a process. One of the ways you can know whether you're working with a retirement planner or not is, have they asked you all of the questions that are necessary to understand the answers to before we put together a retirement plan? Is there a process? Or has it been more, hey, I answered a 10-question risk tolerance questionnaire and I've put into some model and I'm supposed to take out a certain percentage, and as long as the markets behave, everything's okay. That's a very risky way to go about your retirement. So if you lose sleep when the market's dropping because your portfolio is following it, then you have a pretty good indication that you're still structured for a growth plan instead of a retirement plan.
So then what are you recommending people do about it?
Well, if you've seen the show very much, you know that I'm a big advocate of having a process. We must understand the core issues before we make investment decisions. Investments are like medicines. They're designed to do different things. So we need to earmark the dollars that we want to accomplish specific tasks in that way. So first we have to understand, what do we need from our savings? What is our retirement going to look like? What are our requirements? Then we structure a plan first to pay the bills, to replace our paycheck. Once we've done that in a secure, predictable way that will last for both lifetimes, then we can look at other areas of planning.
Is there anything else in this topic that you believe it would be important to add?
The key takeaway from today's discussion is that we want a retirement plan that is structured in a way so that you understand it and it creates peace of mind. You want to be able to go to sleep at night knowing that your income, first and foremost, is taken care of. And you want to do it in a way so that you're not worrying about the future. Our strategies, a retirement planning strategy, is designed to protect your life savings, generate the income that you're going to need. Then we look at other areas like healthcare planning, tax planning, estate planning. These are all things that go into a good retirement plan. So the way you know you're protected is if you can answer the question to how your strategies are designed to take care of these things.
Well, we've just heard from the expert, and now it's my turn. If you're sitting there and you have at least $250,000 saved for retirement, and you're already retired, or maybe you're within a couple years of retirement, then here's what I would do if I were you. I would want to have a second opinion. Now, think about this. If you have something wrong with you medically, let's say you go to your doctor and your doctor says you have cancer of some type and you need some kind of really tough surgery. What are you going to do? Well, you're probably going to go get a second opinion. This is important to you. This is your health we're talking about, your life we're talking about. You want to get a second opinion. That only makes sense. Well, I'm talking about the future financial security, your future financial security. And it's important. I believe you deserve to have a second opinion from someone who's truly a retirement planning specialist, someone who's an expert at preservation and income for that stage of your life. So, as I said, if you have $250,000 saved for retirement and you're retired or within a couple years, what I would recommend you do is call the number on the screen. And when you call that number, we will connect you with a local retirement planning specialist, someone that I know personally, that I know is an expert, so that we can get you a qualified second opinion. what is the worst thing that would happen there? I mean, what? You spend a little bit of time to find out that what you're doing is exactly right. That's the worst outcome. You spend a little time, you find out what you're doing is dead on perfect. You know what? That's a great worst outcome, isn't it? On the other hand, you might find that this is one of the most important meetings you have in a long time, because you might learn that there are other perspectives out there, and you might learn that there are ways you can protect yourself, and you might be more at risk than you even think. Who knows? Call the number on the screen. Talk to a retirement planning specialist. You deserve that second opinion. Okay, coming up, we are going to look at another IRA blow-up.
Let's talk about ways to protect your principal that have the potential to earn a decent return. Many of you want your money to be protected. That makes a lot of sense in today's unsettled economy. But it's difficult these days to find a place that pays you a reasonable amount of interest. It's frustrating. That's where we come in.
Ways to protect your principal with the potential to earn a decent return are available if you know where to look. We evaluate them every day.
It's one more reason that now more than ever, you need to talk to a retirement planning specialist. Why not call the number on your screen right now? We'd love to talk to you about protecting your retirement.
Hi Birmingham, Mike Reese here, and I have to tell you, I think you're very fortunate because one of the nation's top retirement planning experts is right there in your neck of the woods. It's my good friend Tad Hill. Tad and I, we get together with top financial advisors, 4 or 5 times a year anyway, just to brainstorm, figure out how we can better help you. Tad, why don't you take a moment and share with the folks how you and Freedom Financial helps people with their retirement planning in Birmingham?
Well, Mike, as you know, we're chartered retirement planning counselors. So what we do is we sit down with you and help you put together a plan to secure your retirement so you have peace of mind and can accomplish all the goals that you want during your retirement years. And it's about understanding what questions to ask and putting that plan together. So for the folks that call the 800 number, I'm willing to set aside some time on my calendar to sit down and do exactly that. Review your situation and help you know what needs to happen to secure your retirement.
Folks, call that number now.
Traditionally, American retirees could look forward to 3 strong pillars of retirement income: a well-funded Social Security system, substantial corporate pensions with retiree health benefits, and a strong personal savings rate. Unfortunately, the booming population coming of retirement age has changed all that. Now, the responsibility for providing retirement income has largely shifted away from the government and employers to you. That's why we're offering a powerful, full-color special report, which explains the 10 most pressing variables you must consider when creating a sound retirement income strategy for the years ahead. You can get this informative report for only $4.95. Simply go to www.retiringwell.tv and click on Get Your Reports to order your copy today. But hurry, this is a limited time offer while supplies last. That website address again is www.retiringwell.tv. Let's talk about a customized retirement plan. Retiring today is not what it used to be. What works for your neighbor may not be best for you. Yet everywhere you turn, it seems like financial firms are giving cookie-cutter advice.
Your circumstances are different than anyone else's. As a chartered retirement planning counselor, my Retirement Roadmap Review is designed to uncover the must-know facts for your situation before we start implementing solutions.
It's one more reason that now, more than ever, you need to talk to a retirement planning specialist. Why not call the number on your screen right now? We'd love to talk to you about protecting your retirement.
Welcome back to Retiring Well, where it's our job to help you enjoy financial security in any economy. Well, we've reached the end of our show, or the last segment of our show, and every week we like to talk about an IRA blow-up. Yeah, this week in our IRA blow-up, I'm bringing you the story of Debbie and David Sandler. Now, the reason we talk about these types of stories every week is with IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, we all think they're simple little plans. You know, we open them up, we name our beneficiaries, we put some money in, we pick our investments, off we go. How hard is it, right? It's easy stuff. But tiny little mistakes can create really big problems. And this is a doozy. This is a great example. So here I have my nice big binder, bunch of court cases on IRAs. And here we have the story of David and Debbie Sandler. Now, these are two lawyers. They have already been married. They each have children. So what happens is you have these two lawyers, and they decide that they want to get married. And they sign a prenuptial agreement. And what they basically say is this. Debbie says, all right, David, you've been married. You have children. If you die, all of your assets go to your kids. I don't get anything. In the prenuptial agreement, David said basically the same thing. Debbie, you've been married, you have your children. If you die, your kids get everything, I get nothing. So basically both Debbie and David said, you know, we don't need your assets, we've got our own, we're good. So they get married. And of course, as seems to be the case all the time in stories like this, the guy dies like 8 weeks later. So they've been married about 8 weeks and he dies. Now, on his 401k, he had listed his children's names as the beneficiaries. So, his kids go to put in a claim on his 401k, but the 401k said, not so fast. Your David here, he was married to Debbie, and because this is a 401k, an ERISA-based plan, we have to pay the spouse, the surviving spouse, as the beneficiary. We have to pay Debbie in this case, the money. And the kids said, whoa, no. Look, she signed a prenuptial agreement that waived her rights to the 401k. Well, the company said, well, we don't take that. She gets money anyway. So off they go to court. And the court ruled that the money goes to Debbie, the ex-spouse, even though she signed a prenup. Why? Because when she signed that prenuptial agreement, they were not yet married. ERISA says that a spouse can waive the rights to a 401k, but only a wife can do that. They weren't married yet. So what should David have done? What should he have done? The minute after the minister said, kiss the bride, he should have had a piece of paper handy with a pen that waves so she could sign off her rights to his 401k. I guess that's how it should have been done. The point is this. It was a tiny little mistake. And the kids got disinherited. All because they didn't know the rules. Folks, that's our story for the week. I hope you have, and that's our show, I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.
The preceding program was sponsored by Freedom Financial Group, Greater Birmingham's premier retirement planning specialists.